Hello, fourth graders. Today we are going to learn how to form negative and interrogative sentences using the present simple. But first, let's revise our class yesterday. Yesterday, we said that we use the present simple tense to talk about habits, routines, regular actions, and states. We also said that if the subject in the sentence is I, you, we, they, or any plural noun, the verb comes in the base form. For example, I, you, we, they wake up early every morning. But if the subject in a sentence is he, she, it, or any singular noun, the verb takes s, es, or ies. Let's see the example. He, she, or it wakes up early every morning. We also said that if the verb ends with O, CH, SH, SS, X, or Z, we add ES to the verb. For example, go, goes, catch, catches, wash, washes, kiss, kisses, fix, fixes, buzz, buzzes. We also said if the verb ends in a consonant plus Y, we remove or drop the Y and add IES. For example, marry, marries, study, studies, carry, carries, worry, worries. But if the verb ends in a vowel plus Y, we just add S. We don't remove the Y, we just add S. For example, play, plays, enjoy, enjoys, say, says. Negative sentences in the simple present tense. To make negative sentences in English, we normally use don't or doesn't with the verbs. So if I want to negate a present simple tense, I use don't or doesn't. Let's see the examples. They go to the gym 3 times a week. They go to the gym 3 times a week. If I want to negate this sentence, I say they don't go to the gym 3 times a week. The second example, he plays the piano on Mondays. The negative of the affirmative is he doesn't play the piano on Mondays. The negative contractions. We can say don't or do not, doesn't or does not. For example, I don't like meat, or I can say I do not like meat. I don't like meat, or I do not like meat. Now, the word order of negative sentences. The word order of negative sentences. We start with the subject, then don't or doesn't, then the verb, then the rest of the sentence. Let's see how we will use don't or doesn't. If we have I, you, we, they, or any plural noun, we use don't to negate a sentence. If we have he, she, it, or any singular noun, we use doesn't to negate a sentence. Let's see the example. I, you, we, they don't have, eat, buy, like cereal for breakfast. He, she, it, we use doesn't, have, buy, eat, like cereal for breakfast. So, what is the word order for negative sentences? We have the subject, don't or doesn't, the verb, then the rest of the sentence. Let's see these examples. We have, you don't speak Arabic. You don't speak Arabic. Why did I use don't to negate the sentence? I use don't because I have you. And you is a plural pronoun. So I used don't. I used don't. You don't speak Arabic. You don't speak Arabic. Joan doesn't speak Italian. Joan doesn't speak Italian. So, Joan is the subject. So it's a singular noun, and singular nouns take doesn't. So Joan doesn't speak Italian. We don't have time for a rest. We don't have time for a rest. The subject here is we, and we is a plural pronoun, so I have to use don't to make a negative sentences. We don't have time for a rest. It doesn't move. It doesn't move. It is also a singular pronoun, so I use doesn't. It doesn't move. They don't go to parties every night. They don't go to parties every night. So they is a plural pronoun, so we use don't go to parties every night. She is a singular. She is a singular pronoun, so I used doesn't like fish. But please notice the verbs after don't and doesn't. As you notice that the verbs after don't and doesn't should come in the base form. The verbs after don't and doesn't should come in the base form. We don't add ses or ies to the verbs. Okay. Now let's talk about the questions in the present simple tense. To make a question in English, we normally use do or does. So if I want to form a question using the present simple, I use do and does. For example, you speak English. You speak English. The question is, do you speak English? Do you speak English? Let's see another example. He speaks French. He speaks French. The question is, does he speak French? Does he speak French? Notice something here. The S was removed in a question. Why? Because also the do and does the verb should come in the base form after them. The verb should come in the base form. So pay attention to this point. After don't and doesn't in the negative questions, we use the verbs in the base form, and also after do and does in interrogative sentences, we use the verbs in the base form. Now, what is the order of questions with do and does? Let's see this table. First, we start with do or does, then the subject. We also say these are the plural pronouns, and these are the singular pronouns. So, if the subject is I, you, we, they, or any plural noun, we should use do to make questions. If the subject is he, she, it, or any singular noun, we should use does to make a question. For example, do I, you, we, they have, need, want a new bike? Does he, she, it have, need, want a new bike? This is how we form questions in the present simple. Let's see the examples. Do you need a dictionary? Do you need a dictionary? We use do because we have the subject you, and you is a plural pronoun, so I use do. Does Mary need a dictionary? Does Mary need a dictionary? Mary here is a singular noun, so I used does. The third sentence, we have we. Do we have a meeting now? Do we have a meeting now? We use do because we have the subject we. The next sentence, does it rain a lot in winter? Does it rain a lot in winter? Does, we use does because we have the subject it. Okay, do they want to go to the party? We also used do because we have they, which is a plural pronoun. Does he like pizza? We use does because we have the subject he. Now let's do this exercise together. Fill in the blanks with do or does. The first question, do you like English? Do you like English? I use do because I have the plural pronoun you. We have the plural pronoun you. So the answer is yes, I do, or yes, we do. The second example, does Bobby like noodles? Does Bobby like noodles? Why did I use does? Because Bobby is a singular noun, so I use does. Does Bobby like noodles? No, he doesn't. The third example, do they have a test this morning? Do they have a test this morning? I use do because I have the plural pronoun they. The answer is no, they don't. The fourth example, does Susie like ice cream? I use does because we have the singular noun Susie, so I have to use does. Yes, she does. Do you understand? Do you understand? I use do because I have the plural pronoun you. So, do you understand? Yes, I do. Does she remember me? Does she remember me? Yes, she does. And we use does because we have the singular pronoun she. So this is it for our class today. I will attach a worksheet to your emails, and I need you to do question 1 and question 2 in this worksheet and send it back to me.